So here is a fun fact about Michelle that you probably didn't know. In college, I registered for an elective class. It was a pottery class. Now, I am really not artistically creative. There are people who can just paint and draw, and I can't do those things. But I was really intrigued by pottery, the kind of pottery where you create pottery on a wheel, a potter's wheel. And so I registered for this pottery class and I loved it. Now, I wasn't fantastic, but I just enjoyed it so much. That process of creating from a lump of clay, creating a piece of pottery. It's a unique process. I have a piece of pottery here. This is not one that that I made, but I love pottery, and this is an example of just a beautiful piece that was created from a lump of clay. And to create this kind of a piece, you have to press really hard on that lump of clay, and then to create those sides, you have to press equally and balanced on both sides to pull that clay up with enough strength and enough pressure that the clay is manipulated, that the clay moves, but not so much pressure that the clay tears apart. Well, I have a passage today that I want to share with you that connects to this story of creating pottery. It's from 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Our lectionary text is within the first few verses of 2 Corinthians chapter 4. And some of those verses share, "For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ." It is God's light that shines through us. Well, we go on in verse 7, and I love this part. "But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We are hard pressed on every side, but we are not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our body." You see, it's in those times when we might feel hard pressed. We might feel pressure from both sides, from every side. We feel as if life is getting hard, and we feel that pressure. But sometimes that is God's hand at work in our lives to take us from a lump of clay to a beautiful piece of pottery, a beautiful piece of artwork by God's design. And then it is God's light that is able to shine through our lives. So keep that in mind today. Even if you feel hard pressed from every side, you are not broken, and God is at work creating something beautiful with your life. Have a wonderful day.